Does anyone else besides me find it odd that the corrupt Colorado Supreme Court commie judges moved to stop the American people from voting for Trump by claiming he's disqualified due to attempted insurrection under the 14th Amendment, all while President Trump has never even been charged with any insurrection whatsoever? Think about it. Out of 91 separate indictments against President Trump, not even one of them is for insurrection. And yet these judges just deemed President Trump guilty of insurrection on a whim, with no trial or due process, while Trump has never even been charged with insurrection. You cannot be convicted of something if you have not first been charged with it. That is the law. In other words, all of these Colorado judges just broke the law, and that makes them criminals, and therefore disqualified from being able to serve in our justice system. Even all of the indictments that Jack Smith has brought against Trump, all of which are unfounded, by the way, not one of them is for insurrection. This is an attack on the American people and our republic. All of these judges must be arrested. They must be charged. They must be tried in a court of law for the crimes they're committing. They must be removed from the bench permanently, and they must be imprisoned. That is the only answer that we have to have for this attack on our republic. Remember, if you're not left, you're right.
If I was the deep state and I wanted to destroy America, I would rig the election with a puppet candidate. One that was so compromised that they would never say a word about it. I would create a false flag that allows for mail-in ballots. I would be in charge of the ballot counting machines. I would create a false flag to blame all who question the results of the election. If I was the deep state, I would prosecute anyone that went against me. I would sue and prosecute anyone that spoke up about the fraudulent election. I would use my powers to shut down all your internet businesses and bankrupt you. If I was the deep state, I would make everyone an example why you should never question a Democrat ever winning an election. I would imprison my foes. I would use my corrupt DAs and blackmailed judges to destroy you. I would make sure all crimes I ever committed never happened. I would prosecute my biggest competition. I would make sure they could never run for office ever again. If I was the deep state, I would convince everyone that Ukraine Nazis were good and women are men. If I was the deep state, I would own every politician that mattered. If I was the deep state, I would push my pedophilia ambitions on you. If I was the deep state, you'd question your sexual identity but not the medical establishment. If I was the deep state, you would fear to ever resist me. If I was the deep state, you would wish I was really the devil. If I was the deep state, I would say mission accomplished.